All right. How's everybody doing? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay before I start presenting to myself. um, couple people joined already. Let's go. Be sure to drink my water. For sure I will. You can hear me with some echo. Let me back off my mic a little bit. Maybe decrease my volume. Okay. All right. If you have any problems listening, hearing me or whatever, then let me know. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. So thanks for joining, everyone. And I am going to present today our well, not our, but you know, the online arbitrage workflow. So for you guys who do online arbitrage, we pretty much kind of follow the same workflow. Okay, so no matter what tools we use or whatever, it's kind of almost the same. So I'm going to go ahead and present my screen. And if you can't see my screen, let me know, but I think we can see it. So no matter what tool you use, we all kind of do the same thing, right? You got to find the product, source the product. You have to buy the product, right? And then you have to, once you bought the product and received the product, maybe you guys, some of you guys use a prep center or something like that. We can go over that process. But nevertheless, somebody has to receive your product. And after you receive the product, ship it in, then you go through a restocking process, right? So replenishment is the name of the game. If you're not doing replens, then I don't know what you're doing. you know, buying a product, think about it, buying a product, sending it in, making a lot of money, that's fantastic. But if you can't resell that product again, it's like starting at zero every single month, right? Once you sell out of that product, now you got to find a different product to sell. And that's, you're going to get to a point where you're like, why am I doing this, right? So replenishment is the name of the game. So you got to get some kind of process into replenishment. Now, what are all these crazy symbols and everything here, right? So I'm trying to demonstrate the overall process, right? Source a product, buy, check in, restock. Now, without a tool like 3P Mercury, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to go out and grab a calculator, profit calculator, let's call it Rev Seller, AZ Insight, whatever, right? You go out and get a profit calculator to do your analysis, and and then after you get, you decide to buy that product, then you're going to usually click a button to export it out to Excel or some Google Sheet or something like that. And then you store that into the Google Sheet, and then you run off and buy the product, go online, purchase the product, and then go through this whole process. So I'm not gonna walk you through all these things right here. I'm gonna show you, right? So that's the whole point of I'm gonna show you what would have to be done normally to do this manually, and then I'm going to demonstrate it the easy way. Okay, so hopefully I can accomplish that today, and then I would have succeeded. So, all right. So I'm gonna start here. Let's say, for instance, I go find some Nike shoe that I want to buy, right? So I'm just gonna pick some random product. Doesn't mean I can sell this product or whatever, but I'm just gonna pick some random product, and then you would have a profit calculator, right? So it doesn't matter what profit calculator you use. We 3P Mercury provide a profit calculator for you. And, you know, we're really proud of this profit calculator. And it's going to be even more advanced in the near future. But right now, what it does, it allows you to quickly analyze your, whether or not you want to sell this product quickly, right? So typically with a normal calculator, you're going to put in a buy cost. Let's say you put in like $25 or something like that. And you go through the normal process. Okay, can I sell this product? I'm intentionally picking this product because I don't want to hop on somebody's listing. So this one's just Amazon. So can I sell this product? Let's pretend that I could, right? So I'm not restricted in this one product. And I go through this. I look at all of the data. Let's say normally I would have to look at, okay, how much is it selling for? How many people are selling it? This is just Amazon, so I'm just pretending here. And let's see. And then I'm gonna go through this and look at, okay, what is the average buy box and all kinds of stuff. And typically I would wanna know within the last 90 days, is my break-even price at least the 90-day average, right? So I would look through this right here. 90-day average is selling for $65, and my break-even price is $39. So I should be good there, right? At $25 buy cost, right? So I should be good there. But you see how I would have to do all of this work? Like just go, like I haven't even done anything yet. All I'm doing is spending time reading data, right? So normally you would have to go through and read all this data and look at the BSR rank and, okay, let me scroll down, Keepa real quick, and then take a look at if there's any issue, with this listing. And then everything looks good. Then normally I would click a button to export it out to my Excel sheet. So it would look something like this, right? You would normally pick out the columns that you want to export, and then it would spit out right here, right? This is just something I messed around with. This is not the actual thing, but you would go through this process, right? You would, okay, if I like this product, then I'll export, this, and then I'll go look for another product to source, and then I'll export it again. So very tedious so far, right? Now, with 3P Mercury's calculator, it's really helpful because what I do is this little green dot right here changes color based off of condition. So this one, once I click the, once I point at the green dot, if I click on it, I can actually set my criteria. So with 3P Mercury, instead of me spending so much time looking at data, right? Like a lot of profit calculators, they have just a huge amount of data, but it slows you down. There's only a few things typically that I need to look at. Okay, am I profitable? Does it meet my ROI criteria? The risk, meaning does it at least, it tells you what these are right here. So does it at least have an evidence of an average history price, average 90-day price of break even, right? So I check all of these criteria that I want to check. Velocity, you can do it based off of drops. Average monthly sales, you can do it based off of the average monthly sales number. Is Amazon selling? Is it hazmat, meltable, restricted brand, transparency, enabled? And all of these, whichever one I want to make sure that it passes, I check this mark, right? So once I set it one time, it's good to go. So now every time that I'm on a new listing, I don't have to read all this data. I can see if it's green, if it's orange, if it's red, and essentially I can just point at it and verify, right? The profit, the ROI, my minimum is 30%, this one is 50%. The risk, the break-even price is $65.63. My break-even is $39, which means it passed. The velocity, the drops don't pass, but the average monthly sales does, right? Amazon is selling it, so that's a flag right there. But everything else is good to go. Hazmat, meltable, restricted, transparency, all check marks. So it just allows me to simply put in a buy cost, and then I get a dot, right? How simple can that be? Right? So if I were to change this to like $50 or something, then it drastically changes everything, right? So so it's so quick to analyze a listing. I can go through listing by listing by listing and just essentially just look at the dot, right? It's pretty much that simple. Now, like I mentioned with you guys, if you are to source this product and wanting to buy it, then then you would have to store it here, right? So let's pretend I didn't have 3P Mercury, and I am going to list it, export it out to an Excel spreadsheet, right? Now I want to go buy this product, right? If I want to go buy this product, I would have to click on this link and then open up Nike.com or Academy or whatever where I decide to buy this at. Right? And then I would go add it to cart and do your usual stuff, right? We're not going to go through that process, but we're doing a little bit of imagination here. So we're going to go to Academy, buy this product, and then I'm going to have to mark down how many did I buy. Let's say I decide to buy 5 of these, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and go to Academy, and let's say I decide to buy 5 of these. Or let's just say 6, let's just make it a little different. And then, did I pay sales tax? Let's just say I paid, I don't know, between this one, maybe it was 8%. So let's just call it $5.20 in sales tax. And then this one is probably the same, something like that, right? And then if there was any discount, I would have to mark it down. Yeah, there was a 10% discount. This expiration date, I'm not going to mess with that. And then usually inside of notes is something that I would probably put my order number, right? So, or I can make a separate column, for instance, and I'll call this order number OA, that, right? So that's my order number for this product, right? So hopefully that looks familiar, and I think that maybe that is what you guys are doing, right? Like you're saving it to a spreadsheet and that kind of thing without 3P Mercury. Now you 3P Mercury users know better, right? Like we don't go through this process, right? This is pretty tedious and cumbersome so far, right? So much manual entry. Imagine I typed it wrong or something like that. I have a bunch more to order from this product. I would have to go manually type all of this in, right? And then, so this is the process of using a spreadsheet to go do this, right? Now, if I have more to add to this order, it becomes even more troublesome. So I'm not even going to mess with that, all right? So now, let me show you how easy it is to do with 3P Mercury, okay? So here's now, I'm going to completely abandon the manual workflow and show you 3P side by side, right? So let's pretend for a second that I want to buy this product, right? Instead of saving it to a spreadsheet, what I do is I just hit the save button, create buy list, right? It stores all of the relevant information for me, right? So I basically have to type very little things, right? And let's say, for instance, this is from Nike.com/ okay, let's just pretend that's the website, right? All of this is fake, so we don't have to find the real thing. And then this is from Nike, okay? And what did I say? I decided to buy 5 of these, right? So that's really it. That's all I have to do, right? So I'm just gonna hit enter on my keyboard to save it. And what I'm going to do is, instead of like how on the spreadsheet I have to type in the quantities and all that stuff, how many did I buy, right? And then the notes of the order number, and I have to calculate all the sales tax and all that craziness, right? Here, as I'm sourcing, I can go ahead and build my purchase order, right? So I'm here, I found the lead that I wanted, I determine how many I want to buy, right? I fill out just some very small information like, okay, where can I buy this product and what store is it from? And I'm just going to create a PO. So now I create a PO and everything is filled out for me, you see? If I had to pay sales tax, I just check this and then the order total increases, right? Maybe there's certain products that don't get sales tax. I can individually turn that off as well. If there's a shipping cost, I can put it in here and then it'll change my order total. So right there's a shipping cost, it changed my order total. If there's an order discount, let's say for instance there's a 10% discount, pre-tax discount, that it shows me, okay, there's a $12.50 discount, and then it applies the discount to the product. So just so far you see that there isn't a whole lot I have to do, right? It's just so quick and seamless. Like I just start to build this purchase order together. Right? There's more things I can put in here, what email I use, if there's a cashback option. So this is really cool. Let's call this top cashback, and there is a let's just say there's an 8% cashback today, right? So I'm going to show you how that works in a second. Right? But I'm not done with this order, right? Because just like the other spreadsheet, I have more to add, right? So I continue with my sourcing, but before I do that, guess what? Let's say, for instance, before you buy this product, right? Typically, you want to add the inventory to your Seller Central, just to make sure that there's no problems with like generics, or let's say there's a transparency code that's hidden, or whatever it is, right? It's always smart to go to Seller Central and add your inventory before you buy the product, right? And we're familiar with this procedure, right? So what would you normally have to do? You would have to go to sellercentral.com, look up or click the sell button, right? It takes you to sellercentral.com, and then you would have to click sell yours, list your price, list your FN SKU, your M SKU, and then hit submit, and then you have to wait for a little bit, and then you hit list as FBA, right? So that goes through your whole Seller Central inventory, right? But just me saying that, look at all the steps that I have to do, right? Like that breaks your whole flow. I mean, imagine you're in the groove, right? You're sourcing, you're like in sourcing mode, and you got to stop to go add it to your inventory and do all this administrative task. It completely ruins your flow, right? But look at what I can do with 3P Mercury. All I got to do is hit add to inventory. Give it a SKU, whatever it is. I'm just going to make a fake one. Add product. All right, it's going to go through the validation process. It's going to make sure I can sell it, which I can't. But it's going to go through this whole validation process, and then I just close it and be on my way, right? Assuming that I could sell this product, that's pretty much it. Like, I hit the plus sign, it validates. Once it's ready to submit, I come back to this queue, and then I hit submit ready, and it creates the inventory for me directly from the Chrome extension. I mean, how cool is that, right? This saves, just imagine how many hours that you can save just from this alone, right? It's just such a seamless process. I just click a button, I give it a SKU, I wait for it to do its thing, and while it's waiting, I'm not sitting here twiddling my thumb. I continue to source, right? Maybe I want to buy this product too, right? Okay, maybe I want to source this product too, and then I decide to buy this product. Okay, so let's say this one is also $25, and I want to buy this as well. So I'm going to hit add this to my thing, right? My buy list, Nike.com. All right, that's the link. And then this belongs also to Nike, right? And then let's say I want to buy 6 of these, like I mentioned in the spreadsheet, right? I want to buy 6 of these. Now, instead of adding to a PO, create a PO, I'm just going to add to one, right? So I'm going to add to the PO, and I'm going to select the one that I bought today, right? So I'm going to add to it. So again, there's so little I actually have to type, right? With the spreadsheet, I have to go back and forth. I have to put in the quantities. I have to put in the sales tax, the discount, the order number. Whereas here, I'm just following such a nice continuous flow, and I can keep doing this, right? I can keep sourcing. I can keep on building on this PO. Every discount that I put on here, it is applied to the product automatically, so I don't have to do it. Maybe this product here is taxed, but for some reason this one isn't taxed. Everything it will reflect accordingly. My order total will reflect accordingly as I toggle these on and off. Maybe I get, maybe this product is discounted, but this one isn't, right? So there's just so many things that is built in and just pretty much ready to go, right? So easy. So now let's say for instance, I put this order together, right? And I'm like, well, I want to make the most out of my Nike purchase. So I want to buy some more things, right, from this one transaction, right, just to be a little bit more efficient with my time. Okay, so I can go through my buy list, right? This is my lead database. For you guys who don't know what this one is, it is my lead database. So essentially, I can go through this and search for any leads that I have that I might want to potentially add on to this order, right? So I can just go to filter and say, okay, what else do I have that belongs to, that I can buy from Nike, right? So I can just go in here and type in Nike, okay? And I'm gonna hit include all because I hit Nike, but okay, oh wow. So here are the 2 products that is in my current purchase order right now. So as you can see, as soon as I hit that save button, it is immediately stored to my lead database, this thing that we call the buy list, right? So, and you notice within this buy list, it's continuing to track this product. So a few days from now, this update will change again. I can always refresh it manually and update this market data, and then I would get a whole fresh list, a data set, right? So I can see, oh, has the buy box gone up and down? Are there more sellers, less sellers? What's going on with this product, right? Has it lost the buy box? Has it lost its ranking? I can tell everything without having to leave this page. I don't have to open the Amazon page, look at Keepa. I don't have to wait all that time and do my work. Everything is presented for me on this page that I need to know, right? And I can just constantly refresh this data. So here, let's just say, for instance, I want to buy more products and add to this Nike purchase order, right? So I can just essentially hit add to cart. Let's remove this item, and let's say I want to buy 8 of these, right? So the same thing, I can go through here and do a gate check. So a lot of times you guys might be buying something from your leads, but you really don't know, okay, have I been gated from this product? It's been a while since I sold it. Maybe I can still sell Nike, but if Amazon gated me, I don't know, right? So most of you guys, what would you have to do? You would have to click on this ASIN, let Amazon load up, wait for your profit calculator to load up, and then just to see that little thing that says approved to sell or restricted, right? All of that is done here, right? I can add a whole bunch of stuff into my cart, and then all I have to do is hit gate check, right? And then it goes in and checks to see if I can sell it. Oh, I'm eligible, right? I can sell this product. And now I can proceed to making my purchase. You see how everything, I hope you're seeing, how everything is it just flows seamlessly. Everything is, at the, right at my fingertips, just click a button. I don't have to leave the site. I don't have to wait for things to load up. I don't have to wait for all of these profit calculators from other companies to load up just to tell me if I can sell it or not. I just click a button, I'm done, right? It tells me, oh yeah, I can sell this product. So here, I can continue to add to my cart for the Nike order, or I can just finish up, and I can just say, okay, let's add this to my purchase order. And this is the one that I have going on right now. I'm just gonna select it, view my order, and there you go. I keep continuing to build this order up, right? And then, finally, I'm just gonna go out, buy the product like you normally would. And so like here, right, I'm just gonna save my my order number. So this is my final order number that I save here, just for good record keeping, right? And maybe I can even type in what card I use, maybe a gift card that I use that I want to notate. What email did I use? So let's say konline@gmail.com. Just so I can, whatever, I spelled it wrong, but who cares? I can essentially notate that just in case I need to refer back to my email. If I want to know if they're going to send me my tracking number, I know which email they're going to send it to. So many things that you can do. You can even save your tracking number here as you start to stay up to date with this order. Okay, and so now, once I am done, then I just hit my attachment, right? And then let's just call this this one. And that's it, I'm done, right? So once I'm ready, I just hit complete, and I look over it quickly to see if these are my buy costs that I want to finalize and save into the system. Maybe this product requires an additional prep. Let's say, for instance, if I pretend like this one requires me to remove price stickers, or let's say it's a heavy product that requires bubble wrap or something, and I want to add in an additional cost or whatever, right? I can change it here, even though the system auto calculates it for you with the tax and the total and all the discounts and stuff, but it still gives me the final authority to say, okay, how much do I really want to call this thing, this extra, this buy cost? Maybe I want to buffer in an additional 50 cents for prep or whatever, right? So I can just call this, okay, this is $13 and everything else looks good, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and complete this order and I am done, right? Now, why is it so important to have all of these into a system? Imagine months later down the road, right, I get an IP complaint, right? If I get an IP complaint, Amazon typically does what? They're going to send you an email, or you're going to see in your performance notification, and they're going to say, here's the ASIN in question, prove your innocence, right? That's essentially it in a nutshell, right? They give you, they always give you the ASIN in question, right? So imagine if I got an IP complaint and I got to go through this list, and imagine I had thousands of lines built through over time and tabs upon tabs upon tabs. I'm going to have to look for that ASIN in a sea of ASINs, right? It's just going to be so many ASINs and there's going to be so many tabs that it's going to be just insane to try to locate that one receipt, or maybe it's many receipts. That's it. In fact, the more you've ordered it and the more you've replenished the product, the worse it becomes, right? Because now you have to locate all of those purchases. Every single purchase you have to do, you have to for that ASIN, you're gonna have to locate and find that receipt. Hopefully you stored it somewhere, right? Maybe it's in your email, and then you have to dig up your email, try to find that receipt. It would just take you forever. And I remember having to do this before 3P Mercury, and it was just so dreadful that I felt like the exercise was worse than the punishment, right? Like, in fact, the exercise was the punishment, right? Because it was just so tedious to go find that receipt. But look at this, how easy it is to do with 3P Mercury. You go to your filter, you pop in your ASIN, and put in your the ASIN in question, hit apply, and oh, look at that. I've bought this thing 2 times already. I bought it today and I bought it back in May. So now what I gotta do is all I gotta do is go hit export attachments. I get a nice little zip file, and boom, right there. Everything is ready to submit to Amazon. So easy. It took me literally a second, right? It was so quick versus the alternative of what I had to even describe to you is, it would give you PTSD, right? Let's see. Yeah, I'll go through the comments in a bit, yeah, I'm gonna go through the flow so we can continue and not have an interruption. And after I'm done, I will definitely field all of your questions. So now that you've purchased the product, right? So what is the next in line? Checking in the product. So you see here, checking in the product. So if you can imagine, now that I've received this product, the box show up at the door, I open it up, and then I look at this shoe, and then this thing says Nike Roche, but sometimes you might get something crazy, like it'll say like Nike men's gymnastics shoe, size 10. It makes no sense, right? The title doesn't make any sense. If you guys have ever sold shoes or anything like that, you know sometimes that the title is crazy, right? So you get the box and it says, Nike Roche, right? Or whatever. So you have to locate this product. You have to say, okay, is it this one or is it this one? Okay, this is size 9. Now I have to open up this Amazon page, let it load up, look at the pictures, see if it matches the product. You have to go through that inspection process, right? Well, let's see how we do it with 3P Mercury. So I'm here, I'm going to the next stage. So as you can see, the menu kind of follows the flow, right? Buy list, purchase order, receiving, right? Receiving is the next part, right? So as I make my order, as I make my purchase order, it immediately goes through and puts it in the receiving page, right? So instantly as I don't have to do anything, right? Like it's just there. And here, when I am here, I can go ahead and find this product. So let's say, for instance, uh, I look for this product and it's called Flex, right? So let's say it's Nike. I always start with the brand when I'm searching, right? And then I just hit a plus sign and I just type in, well, the box says Flex, so I'm just gonna type in Flex, right? And I just search, and look at that. I could have had thousands of products waiting to be received, yet I was able to filter it down so quickly because all I have to do is type in some keywords, right? Nike and then plus Flex, and I was able to find anything with a flex into the title, and I can check this product in so quickly. I can do it by order number. Maybe I'm lucky and the order the box came with a packing slip. I can search by order number, right? I can just go by here, search by order number, and then hit search. And then everything for that order shows up, right? So quick that I can, go through this process, right? If they sent me some wrong items, I can quickly compare the invoice by clicking it here, right? I can click here and view the invoice and see, oh, hey, I ordered size medium, but they sent me a large, whatever, right? You can refer back to the original invoice and receipt so quickly because it's right here, right? And the good thing is I don't have to open up the Amazon page to start comparing. I can just click on this thing here and then just go through all the pictures. Oh, does it match? Okay, yeah, okay, it matches, great, right? And then I can do that all from a single page without having to leave the site, right? And that's the whole point. Every time you leave whatever it is that you're looking at to go look up something else, it breaks your flow, right? It breaks your entire workflow. So the way we design 3P Mercury is that you don't have to ever leave the site. Like once you have found the product and loaded it up, then you just remain in the site. That's the whole idea, right? So that you don't have to open up Amazon, wait for things to load, and just go crazy with it, right? So here, let's say for instance, I want to check in these products, and I'm going to, let's say I got this entire order, right? I'm going to add this to cart, and and then if there's an expiration date, let's just pretend. I know this is a shoe, but let's just pretend there's an expiration date here. And then I'm going to check in these products. I can even print my FNSKU labels from here, right? I don't even need to go to Seller Central to print my FNSKU labels, or even if I use Inventory Lab, Scan Power, I don't even need to wait till that process. I can do this ahead of time. I can print the labels from here, assuming that I've already gone through the process of adding it to my Seller Central inventory as I described to you in the beginning, right? So once you've added it to your inventory, you can print your FNSKU labels, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to hit check in, okay? Once I've hit checked in, it's removed from my receiving order page. What this allows me to do is it allows me to keep track of all of the products that I have received, right? So that the items that I haven't received, I can follow up with it, right? Let's say, for instance, I've ordered some products like way back, like August the 30th, and I still haven't received this item. I'm able to then find out why. Like, hey, I ordered this a long time ago. Why haven't I received these items yet, right? It allows you to be able to keep track of all of the things that you do on your online arbitrage business without allowing leaks to happen, right? So like leaks meaning you've ordered the product, you've paid the product, but what if the product gets shipped to your neighbor's house, right? The supplier thinks they fulfilled the order, you think you're gonna get the order, but if you don't follow up with it, how do you know, right? Your neighbor's gotten your product, right? And you have no way to actually track that. But with 3P, it's so easy because you know, okay, when did I order it and have I received it yet, right? So you can check to see how many quantities you've received and that kind of thing, right? But now, so now that we've checked that product in, what do we do now, right? So once I've checked that product in, what that does is it gives me this, this nice little file, right? And I can, depending on what your current workflow is, if you use Inventory Lab or Scan Power, then this becomes really, really easy, which I'm about to show you. Now, if you use Seller Central, as long as you've provided an MSKU, you can essentially take this file and then download the Seller Central template for send to Amazon workflow. Within the workflow, they provide you a template that you can download, and you can essentially just copy a few fields here. You just copy column B for the MSKU, the quantity that you're sending, and the expiration date. That's it. That's all you have to do, right? So you copy 3 columns over to that template, upload it to Amazon's send to Amazon workflow, and everything is populated for you. So you don't have to type anything, you don't have to search the product, you don't have to do anything. It's just so quick, right? But what I'm gonna demonstrate is through Inventory Lab. So for here, if I have a batch open, I'm gonna have it open, and then I'm gonna import a buy list, right? So I'm just gonna select a file here, and this Amazon file is what I wanna use. I'm gonna select it. They've already pre-mapped every column for me. Some of these are optional, so if I wanted to, I can pick the purchase date, you know, the supplier, you know, anything like that. But pretty much everything is ready to go. The expiration date, right? Just map it out. And then I'm just gonna hit validate my buy list. So look at that, right? I didn't type in a single thing. Isn't that crazy? Imagine having to do this with Inventory Lab, and you would have to, even if you had a spreadsheet, you would still have to like copy and paste, you have to do all kinds of stuff, right? Here, everything follows a simple workflow. I checked it in, I have a nice little file, I open up Inventory Lab, I imported it, click a few buttons, and then start Amazon check, right? I'm not gonna go through this process, but look how easy it was. It eliminated all the typing, how much my cost was, how much I'm shipping in, what the ASIN was, what is my list price. I already have that in my file. And then on top of that, if you guys sell groceries or makeup or something like that, right? It put in my expiration date right here, my expire right here. It put in the expiration date for me. It filled out everything, and I did not have to do a single thing, right? So it's just so easy. And then all I gotta do is hit start checkout. It loads it up to my batch, and then I just do my inventory shipment, you know, how Inventory Lab would work, right? But it just saves you so much time by checking in with 3P Mercury. So you see that even using a software like Inventory Lab or Scan Power, it's just a couple of clicks and you're done, right? Even if you use Seller Central to ship it in, okay, fine. Copy a couple of columns like I showed you, 3 columns, put it into their template, upload it onto your send to Amazon workflow, and you're done, right? All of the labels you've printed out ahead of time. Our labels itself can print out the expiration date onto the label, so you don't need 2 labels, right? Your shipping label will have your FNSKU, you know, and the expiration date on the label itself, so you don't have to double sticker your product, and everything is done. So as you can see, that's the flow. I hope you can see how simple this workflow is, right? It's just from the sourcing page, I create a PO, and then if I want to keep adding to the PO, I just keep adding to it. If I want to add more products from my inventory, like my lead database, I can do that, right? I can search by supplier, I can filter by so many things in here. Like I can literally just go through this, find a lot of preset filters, you know, offers decreasing, meaning like these are my opportunity buy filters, meaning I want to find all of my leads where the seller count has dropped off, right? I can do my 3-step check. If you guys know what that is, I can do my 3-step check across my entire database of tens of thousands of ASINs within seconds, right? Instead of having to manually do a 3-step check process, you know, checking for velocity, checking for stability, checking for profitability. All of that can be done within a single click, and I just hit apply. It applies it across my entire database. It doesn't matter how many ASINs I have. It will do it all in one shot. Saves, within a matter of seconds, it's done, right? There's so many things that I can do with this that I'm not going to go through because this buy list is so advanced. It's so, you can do so much with it, and go through this thing, right? Now that we've gone through this process, essentially the rest is just, okay, it's just like restock. Like, okay, for instance, the next process is restock, right? So if I'm gonna restock and I had all of this in my spreadsheet, so imagine I had, let's look at one of my old spreadsheets. All right, let's look at this crazy thing, right? This is my old restock sheet. I would have to, like, look at all this craziness, right? I strike out what I've received just to know that I've received the product. I just have to go through this. But here's the problem. If I've sold this product, I've sent it in, what do I do to restock this product, right? I'm going to have some kind of software, right? There's a lot of software out there right now that helps you restock and things like that. But it's all disconnected, right? I have a spreadsheet of data, and then I have a shipping software that I shipped out. I have a profit calculator that's, again, disconnected. And then I have to take this data once I've purchased it, upload it to my inventory management software, okay? Let's call it Seller Board, let's call it Profit Cyclops, whatever it is, right? Whatever you use, you import all of this in. So every day that I make a purchase, I'm gonna have to go upload this stuff into all of these various softwares that don't talk to each other, right? Just so that it knows what I paid for it. That's a huge chore, right? But with 3P, everything is already here. I don't have to do anything, right? So if I'm gonna go restock, right? I just go to inventory, restock, right? Everything is here. What I paid for the product is here. How much did I sell is here. How much I have left inside of my inventory, everything's here. My sales velocity, I can click on it and see how well I perform each month that I was in stock, right? So I can see that, oh, I was in stock for these days, and how much was my sales within those months, and it calculates out my sales velocity, and then it even tells me how many to order based off of my velocity, right? If I'm overdue or whatever, and I can just simply go to, all right, let me go to filter. What do I need to restock, and sort it by highest ROI, right? Have a preset filter, I hit apply. I have 700 items here. It just went through it and scrubbed through and just told me instantly what I need to restock, what I have ran out of stock on, how many I need to buy. All of this data here is available for me to analyze, so I can even filter it further, meaning this is already sorted by highest ROI, but I can just go to this filter and then just say, well, don't tell me anything that, let's say for instance, the ROI is less than 30%, right? It's the ROI, I need it to be at least greater than or equal to 30%. If it's less than that, don't even show me, right? So I can just hit apply, and then look, it's just trimmed out everything that doesn't make any sense, right? And from there, it's just like, I just got to go through it and just say, okay, what do I want to restock? Is this still available for sale? You know, that kind of thing. But you can see that it saves me so much work, so much time. Like, I don't have to bounce around outside of 3P Mercury, and it's just all here, right? I can look at it and be like, okay, what is my profit margin? How much did I sell in the past, right? In the last 30 days, I've sold 4 units. I've made $87 on this thing. ROI and margins are ridiculous. I'm definitely going to replenish this thing, right? So I'm just going to go go back to my supplier and buy this thing, right? I can just add this to cart and then start the whole PO process, right? If I add this to cart, then guess what? I can gate check it again. I can create to a PO. I can determine how many I want to buy, and then the cycle repeats again, right? So it's a very familiar process. right? Very familiar process to, you know, buying these products, replenishing these products. So easy. So like everything is just built in, ready to go. I can do my gate check from here. I can refresh my gate check to see if, make sure I can still sell this product. You know, just so much stuff that I could do with this, right? So restocking is just, it's just simple, right? So I hope, and that's pretty much it. That's the workflow of an online arbitrage seller. This is what I do in my own $3 million business. It's just this simple because, you know, and this is why I'm able to maintain such a small team of virtual assistants, is because it's just so easy. Everything is just there for me. I don't have to bounce around 5, 10 different softwares to do a bunch of different things. It's just there, right? And then from sourcing all the way to shipping to replenishment, it's just simple, right? So, all right, I'm going to field some questions here. So I hope you guys saw how easy that was. Real quick before I field your questions, if any of you guys who have not signed up for 3P Mercury, we have a great deal for you guys. If you go to 3pmercury.com/friends, right, because we're all friends, then you go here. What we're doing is we're discounting off our elite tier. So if you go to actually like 3pmercury.com and you can see our pricing tier, you'll see that our top tier is called the elite tier. And that pretty much includes everything, like features like, you know, like adding to the inventory, all of these reports that you get, Walmart's included. So, you know, you can access this Chrome extension via Walmart and go through this entire flow inside of Walmart as well. So if you sell on Walmart, this is an all-encompassing tool for you. A lot of these tools are going to be available. Some of this stuff is not released yet, like the ASIN tracker. This is going to be hot, and that's going to be released out to you guys. All of the bonus contents that you get with this thing. So for instance, if you aren't aware, I created a sourcing mastermind. It has 6 recorded sessions that we went through. And just to give you an idea, I shared a lot of my sourcing techniques with you guys in these sessions. And within the first 30 days, our user base found 187,000 ASINs, okay? Our user base watched these sessions and loaded up 187,000 ASINs into the database to be tracked. This is I could be packaging this up and selling it to you guys, but I'm not, okay? Because I want you guys to be successful, to use this tool to advance your business. So this session is really, really good. These 6 sessions show you how to find the leads, load into 3P, how to mine them out, and then on top of that, the first session goes over some theory, so it's like a complete mind shift, right? Once you watch this first session, you're going to think about the reselling business in a completely different way, right? I also include an ungating guide for you. So for you guys who are new, you know, I have an ungating guide for you so that you can have really clear instructions on how to get ungated. In here, it has suppliers that you can even buy from. I even recorded a whole video for you so you can watch me do it step by step on how to ungate you know, the grocery category, but you can pretty much replicate that for other categories as well. It's the same process. We had one user attempted this and he said it just made his life so much easier. He watched this 3-minute video and he got ungated on the first shot, right? Versus, you know, so many people he talked to and you know, all kinds of stuff, and he couldn't figure it out, but he watched this one video and got ungated immediately, you know, on the first try. So you know, there's a supplier list for you to have some ideas of where to source. You know, there's so many things in this tool that will help you source faster. Like for instance, our gate check, right? So this gate check feature, we're loading up like 1,000 leads for you, okay? So 1,000 leads that aren't real leads. What we're doing is we're loading up 1,000 different unique brands, right? So for you guys who are new, Um, and you guys who are brand new and like, oh man, what can I sell? I don't know what to sell. You know, I'm gating everything. I click on everything and I'm gated, right? And it just takes forever to find, you know, brands that you can actually sell when you're brand new. What we're doing is we're giving you this gating tool. And this button's a little bit new for you guys who are already have 3P Mercury. We made this even better, like even easier for you to load. Before that, we gave you a file where you would have to upload it. Now there's not even a file, right? We just provide you the list. You just pick which list that you want. And I'm gonna go through here and add in more gate checklists. So like maybe category specific, like all the grocery categories, all the clothing and shooting brands, you know, industrial, scientific, pets, supply. I'm gonna do it all for you, right? So we're gonna have all these lists available for you. And all you gotta do is just click the list that you want and hit update. And it goes in and tells you what you can and cannot sell, right? So for instance, this brand, I can't sell it. Maybe I just wanna find all my eligible brands. Oh, if I just filter it, I know all of these brands I can sell, right? And then I can go out and research every single one of those brands and see which listings under that brand that I'm allowed to sell. It just makes the process so much easier and faster, especially if you guys are new. This one tool has unlocked like a barrier that you guys have been facing, and really like it's really been bringing you guys down. So you know, 3P Mercury, and I'm telling you, this tool, it pays for itself. Like there's just so many things in here that you know, it's just like, why do you want to do it the hard way, right? So you know, if you haven't signed up yet, you know, go to 3pmercury.com, sign up. It's, you know, it's the best deal that we're ever going to give you. There's nothing but going up from here. The price is not going to do anything but go up. So as we keep improving and you know, this software, we're just going to build more and more, and we're just going to make it better and better. And guess what? We just have to charge more because we just continue to, you know, take all the money that we have, that we make from this thing, and we just reinvest it back into the business, and we keep building better and better software for you guys. So we have to, at, you know, some point recoup, you know, our cost, right? So there's no better time than now to get this software. It's never going to be cheaper than it is today. So, you know, get this as soon as you can. Now, all right, I'm going to field some questions. We got a few minutes. I hope I can go through all of them for you. First question, let's see. I tried the evergreen sourcing strategy and a few ASINs that came up. None of them had the green indicators like your running shoe example. Green indicators. Oh, in this buy list thing. So what you're going to want to do is, if you have this tool, make sure that you set it up properly. So it requires you to have the ROI set or margins. Make sure that you set that. So I set up my minimum target as 30% ROI. Once I set that, I click this little button, and then make sure that you set these rules to what you want it to be. So if you have a velocity rule, make sure that you set, okay, I want it to be at least 30 drops. If you don't care about drops, then uncheck it, right? Or the average monthly sales. Make sure you set these couple of items up. Really, it's just this one that you have to set up, and this target right here. So as long as you set that up, then really the next time you go to the profit calculator, all you gotta do is put in the buy cost, and then this button will be functional for you, okay? So just make sure you set it up the first time. Let's see. Okay, why does it mean bad when Amazon's selling it? Because I don't like Amazon selling it, so I have it checked, right? If I don't care if Amazon's not selling it, then I can just uncheck it, right? So if I don't care and I can uncheck it, then it won't even bother to show me the exclamation mark, right? But I do care if Amazon's selling it. I want to know right away if Amazon's selling it without me having to look at the Keep a chart or look at this over here. I just want to know right away, right? What if Amazon is buried amongst a bunch of other sellers, right? I just want to know, right? It doesn't mean that I won't sell it, but I just want to know, right? So let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so green means pass, red means avoid, pretty much. Yeah, so Yeah, green or red. Red means it didn't pass, right? So it's just green check mark means your criteria has been met. Exclamation mark means it did not meet, right? So look at this one. My minimum drop was 30, and then the last 30-day drop was 28, right? It didn't meet my criteria, so it's red. It's just giving me a warning sign, right? And if this green dot detects enough red warning signs, then the color changes. So you see this is kind of like a pea, yellow, green, or whatever. If it wasn't so ugly, then it would actually be like bright green, right? So I can tell based off of color coding how good the listing is that meets my criteria, right? So a very quick glance. And yeah. Let's see, is that feature only for paid subscriptions? Which feature? Depends. The calculator, the free calculator that we gave out, in case you guys don't know, we gave this calculator out for free, 3pmercury.com/extension. It's currently on a wait list right now because the people that signed up was just, it was a lot, right? So we didn't want it to overload our system, right? So a lot of people are using our Chrome extension for free. And we're going to continue to give it for free and up to a certain point. But we didn't want to overload our system, so we're opening it up in waves. If you want the free extension, you can certainly go to 3pmercury.com/extension and fill out the waiting list. And once we open it up, you'll be first come, first serve. We'll open it up for you guys. You'll get an email saying, hey, your account, your extension has been activated. Go ahead and start using it. When it comes to the extension, pretty much everything is included. The only thing that isn't included is this add to product inventory. This does require you to have an elite plan subscription, because what this actually does is it hooks into your Amazon seller account. And it involves the buy list page, right? It involves the full feature of this buy list page, like this add to carts button right here, right? With this Amazon whole thing. Well, if you're an extension only plan, especially if you're a free extension only plan, then you don't have the rest of this for, you know, your to use, right? Because we're giving out the extension for free, and that's all that we're giving, right? It's the extension. So, you know, if you do want this, then of course, you know, do pay for it. You know, unless you want me to stand on the street begging for money, please help support us, right? So, you know, everything in this extension, including the save to buy list, everything is all included. You can use every single tool here. Nothing is restricted. There's no limit cap, like you can only use this calculator 100 times a day, a month, whatever. You can use it as much as you want. We don't cap you on anything. This quick list decision button is available. Everything's available for you. The only thing is this add to inventory button, which requires us to you know, open up the rest of the site, or else it just won't work. Okay. Let's see. What's the difference between the save and the quick save? The quick save right here allows you to save it to your lead database without typing anything. Like, you know, if you use this create buy list, it still wants you to type in the buy cost, the source URL where you're buying it, and the supplier. But what if you're just speed sourcing and you're just like, oh, I just want to save this ASIN for later. I don't want to type in anything, right? You can just hit this plus sign and it just saves it to the buy list page. It just saves, you know, the whatever it already has, like the sales price. If I didn't type in the buy cost, it won't save it. If I did, it will save it. It saves you know, the ASIN, the brand, the name, like pretty much everything, right? Except for where to buy it, who am I buying it from, and the source URL, right? So it's like, because you didn't provide it, so how could we know, right? So that's what the quick save does. A lot of people can even minimize it, and minimize this extension and just keep this open right here. So let's say you're sourcing quickly throughout the site, but you don't want to see all this stuff. You just want to get it out of your way. And then I'm just like, okay, I'm going to click save, and then I move on. Like, okay, let me save the other sizes, right? I go through all these sizes and just hit save, and, you know, hit this plus sign, quick save, right? And then I'll research it later. That's a good thing, like if you have a virtual assistant that you're sourcing, but you don't want to spend time finding out where to buy it and you want to save it real quick, that's what it does, okay? Let's see. Can you say the same for Walmart? If so, can you demonstrate? Yeah, so everything works for Walmart. So if you just go to walmart.com and I have a product, there you go. The calculator's right here, right? There's no, by the way, this is pretty cool. There's no extra calculator. There's no extra Chrome extension to go download. It's just the same Chrome extension to save, right? I mean, it just works, right? So let's say, for instance, this thing is $5. It calculates your profit. I can just hit save. It's the same process, right? And it saves it to my buy list page. So everything just works. For Walmart, it works. I can create a purchase order for Walmart. It goes through the same receiving page that I showed you. Everything just works the exact same way. So no point going through the Walmart workflow because it's exactly the same as the Amazon workflow, right? So it just works. Okay. Let's see. What is, I don't know what that means. What is the crown next to your comment? I have no idea. Something that has a crown. Can you delete something from 3P? If so, does it delete from Seller Central as well? No, it does not delete from Seller Central. The only thing that we integrated in with Seller Central is to add to Seller Central. We don't want to go delete stuff from your Amazon inventory. That could be, just imagine clicking the wrong button. That could be a little bit of a problem. So if you are going to intentionally delete something from Seller Central, we want you to go to Seller Central and delete it. We don't want to be responsible for any mishaps. So adding products, yes. Deleting, no. You got to go to Seller Central to delete it. The cool thing is, even if you delete it out of Seller Central, okay, you can still source from your deleted your Seller Central items. So in my restock page, I can go to filter and then I can go to delete it and hit yes, right? And hit apply. 3P Mercury can pull back 18 months of inventory from your Seller Central account that has been deleted, right? You can't find it in Seller Central, but you can find it in 3P Mercury, right? So you can source from deleted inventory. I mean, how cool is that, right? You can resource your deleted inventory and see, hey, was there any gold that I sold at one point and I deleted out of Seller Central and I have no records of it anywhere? Well, guess what? 3P has it, right? So if you sign up, go to your filter and pick delete it like I just did, and you can have source from your deleted inventory. Let's see. How did I find that invoice? Did he just search by ASIN? Yeah, I just went to purchase order list, and then I go to my filter, and then I pop in the ASIN, and that's it. Very simple. Pop in the ASIN, hit apply, and it'll find every purchase order that I've ever bought for that ASIN ready to go with the receipt, and then I just hit export attachments, and then I have all my attachments ready to submit to Amazon. Okay. Let's see, what else here? Okay, next question is, can you show us where you find the list of 1,000 brands to ungate? Okay, so for now, this will be released pretty soon, so you might as well just wait for the new and improved feature. The current way that you guys see it, the current 3P Mercury subscribers, the way you see it is this button right here. And it requires you to download a file, upload the file, pick your custom template. So we're like, that was kind of hard, like maybe we can make it even easier. So instead of doing all that, we just made this new function that I haven't even announced yet. And I'm going to go through it here and build a bunch of gating lists for you guys. And you can just go through here, and then it will just have thousands of brands where you can just go in here and check, right? And it'll tell you whether or not you can sell it. You can update it and refresh it every once in a while, see if you've been ungated and more stuff. So we just made it super easy. So you might as well just wait for this one function to be released probably by, I would say, maybe tomorrow or the day after, once I start building the list for you. That's going to be so much easier than the way we have it for the past couple weeks, which was already easy, right? But it's just additional steps. Here, I'm just pretty much going to do it for you. So it's just amazingly easy. Okay. All right. The next one, you showed an integration with Inventory Lab. What about Seller Board? So personally, I'm not trying to integrate with any software. I'm just providing you an easy way to actually ship, right? So I'm giving you options. So if you do already use Inventory Lab or ScanPower, the export file is there for you. Now, if you ship with Seller Board, I think they have a shipping feature. I'm not entirely sure. If they take import files, you can probably use that to ship as well. So however you use to ship, you know, even with Seller Central, right? Here's a file, do what you want with it, right? And it's just saving you a lot of time and effort on having to manually type in anything, okay? All right, let's see. Where was that gate check tool located in the menu? I just answered that. That'll be released soon. Can you walk me through the ungate process again? Just wait for this button to be released. It'll be so easy. Just click this button and then pick the list and hit update. Right? It's gonna be that easy. So just give it a day or two. Once we release it, it'll be, you know, you'll see it. Oh, I'm no longer. Yeah, I'm sorry. With these things, it's so. What you call it, misleading what screen I'm actually looking at. You're actually been looking at my face the whole time. My bad. With this, the gate check, I'm releasing this out. I have to spend a couple of minutes explaining what I just did. Okay. That's the whole problem with having such a long list of comments. I have to like be behind. My bad. So anyways, the button that you guys have right now is this button right here to do the gate check. You have to import a file, pick the template, create the template, and then hit upload, and it will essentially look like this button, right? Where it goes through and scrubs all of your leads and see whether or not you have you're gated or not, right? So what I was saying while you couldn't see my screen, my bad, was that just wait for this button to be released within the next day or so, and it's just going to be so much easier. So just hang tight and we'll release this. You can pick multiple lists. I'm going to even put in category related lists like groceries, industrial scientific, whatever, right? I'm gonna put it all in here, clothing and shoes. So that you can just go through it and see which brands you can sell. And there's going to be thousands and thousands of brands you can check. It's going to be hot, right? So wait for me to release that. Or if you have 3P Mercury already and you don't want to wait, just click this gate check button. We provide a file within our Facebook group. But you know, by the time you figure that out, this feature will be released already. So just wait. I'm just going to leave my screen here and not show my face in case I make that boo-boo again. Let's see. I've not been sharing my screen for 10 minutes. My bad. Okay. Sorry, I'm like really trying to catch up with comments here. How do you receive inventory and create the listing in Seller Central if the order will be fulfilled by merchant? So same thing. You just add the product, right? So if I wanted to add this product, that one requires an M SKU. Let me have this one. Let's try this one. So let's say I add this product and I want it to be FBM. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select FBM, and you see the quantity field is now released. So I can just say I have 5, and that's how I create an FBM listing. And then I just hit submit and I'm done, right? Super easy, right? All right. My bad, folks. I have not been sharing my screen. That's what most of the comments are about. Oh man, that's, well, if you guys are watching this recording by now, you're probably laughing as well. So, hey man, we all make mistakes. All right, so that's it, guys. That's all the comments. Let me share my face again because I want to. Well, you can't see me. Oh, well, I can't see you, but I guess you can see me. But anyways, hope you guys have see that the overall workflow of 3P Mercury. Hopefully that helps you see the way this whole thing works. And for those who are still doing it the manual way, my whole point was, it's a lot of work, right? It breaks your flow. Doing it the manual way, going from spreadsheet and having a bunch of tabs open, and then having to upload all of this stuff to your whatever software that you're buying also, and then there's just so many things that are disconnected in this business that 3P Mercury resolves for you. So I hope that that shows you how easy it is to work with a product that kind of does everything, right? And we're doing more and more things to complete the final workflow. There's a lot of things coming soon. So for instance, your financial dashboard is, your profit and loss statements with custom expenses, everything is coming very, very soon. Again, if you haven't signed up yet, please do, because the price is just going to keep going up, right? As the more value we build into this, the more we just have to justify increasing the price. So just lock it in now. Once you lock in your price, no matter what we increase it to, you're locked in, right? So that's the beautiful part. There's a lot of people in this group probably that paid a ridiculously low price because they supported us all the way back from the start of this program, and they helped, that revenue helped us build what 3P Mercury is today. So we continue to honor them that price, and they still get 3P Mercury for a ridiculously low price, and that could be you 5 years from now, right? So when we do charge people $399 for this product per month, you guys will not be paying anywhere near that. So lock it in while it's still cheap, and I hope to keep building an amazing software for you guys. And you guys who aren't familiar with 3P, this is a crowdsourced community built software. You guys actually come up with all the features, right? So it's very rare for you to come across a software company where your voice is actually heard, right? I mean, I've had softwares in the past where I've told them to build me the simplest thing, right? Just give me an extra column, and 2 years later that column is still not there, right? And that's the norm. Unfortunately, that is the norm. Software companies don't listen to their customers, but 3P Mercury is the complete opposite. All we do is listen to the customers, right? We build what you guys want to use, and all of these features, believe it or not, were requested by some user that wanted a certain thing, and we put that in there, and it's become so useful for the collective user group, right? So looking forward to serving you soon, and having you on board. So thank you for joining me for this thing. I know it's late and you guys could be spending time with your family. So thank you for your time and your patience while I was sharing the wrong screen. All right. Well, you guys have a good rest of your night, and talk to you guys again real soon. All right.